This is Frank Yosa for another edition of the Wheel Estate Cam. Just leaving right now, Monarch Title, if you can see them right there. Just had a problematic closing, which I don't like. What I can explain though. Hold on, let me get started here. What happened was the client, we helped the client buy a place, and I was strongly recommending our realtors, our lenders, because they're reliable and they have competitive rates. And they saw this commercial on TV and the concept of when banks compete, you win. Ever heard of that? When banks compete, you win. Who's that? Yeah, that's LendingTree. What LendingTree does is come up with a brilliant concept of, let's have all these banks compete by having you put in all this details into, you know, an online form, and these banks will send you information. It's not real. It's fake. When you make something that's not a commodity and try to make it into a commodity and just make it numbers driven, it doesn't work. There are actual brains that go behind this process. Otherwise, it would just be a straight ATM fee. And sure, you can compare ATM fees from Riggs Bank has their own ATM and Wachovia has their own ATM. Am I going to care where I get my money from? No. If one's $2 and one's $4, sure, I'm going to use the one that's $2. But it doesn't work that way for loans. There's actual real brains behind it. And with LendingTree, when you're sending over these numbers and this, you know, good faith estimates, they change. I know some lenders who used to be subscribers to LendingTree getting leads through there, but then they stopped doing it because they would be losing $500 if they won a deal. What they found out was the lenders were putting these fake prices, these fake offers in order to win the client, and then something goes wrong and they change their minds or say, oops, sorry, something went up. And then 3 days before closing, what are you gonna do? You're gonna dump them? Well, so with this lender that they ended up going with, they had tons of problems, ultimately adding PMI to their loan, which was an extra $400. Now in the end, they ended up being really lucky in that when all this went down, the interest rates happened to have gone down like 0.5% on the 2 days during the point in time that they had to get a new loan. So they ended up being ahead. But it's just not worth it. I understand the hesitation of using a realtor's recommended lender, because sometimes there are these ABAs, affiliated business arrangements, and you don't know what the realtor's bonuses or incentives are. I don't get any incentives or bonuses with the lenders that I recommend. I just want people that will close and do their job. I don't need to get an extra couple $100 for them. I just need them to do their job and have accountability. Accountability means if they don't do the job for me, they're going to lose any future business from me. If this random internet bank screws you over, what do they care? They're not going to get loans from me? You know, they don't care. So what ended up happening today was the listing agent was actually, I'll give her props, the listing agent was kind enough to step in, and she had a lender, a direct lender, that was able to close the property in 24 hours, meaning the night we were supposed to close on Thursday, that didn't happen. The internet banker did not follow through. A bunch of, initially it was 3 reasons, and then another 3 reasons, and they give another 3 reasons that you have to redo the contract, do this and this. So that night, I had my clients fill out all the paperwork with this direct lender, and we just closed now at 4 p.m. So within 1 business day, we were able to get a full loan for these clients. I haven't had the need for a lender that can close within 24 hours because the lenders I recommend do their job, and you know, they close with a week's notice, or they have all the paperwork ready for a week's notice. So LendingTree.com, do not use them, or you know, play around and click if you want, but you're going to call them up and do what my clients did, which was say, hey, 5 people have told me that LendingTree is problematic, that you know, this and this and this are going to happen, and sure enough, the lender said, oh no, be rest assured that won't happen, you'll be fine. And the lender got into a car accident, a divorce, I think 2 or 3 times, didn't send attachments, and then left for the weekend saying, here's the attachment, I'm gone for the day. can you say hello? That's like 1998 style techniques to buy time. Come on, give me a break. So it's just not worth it. I recommend, if your realtor recommends a lender, ask whether they are a part of affiliated business arrangement, whether they get any bonuses or whether their company gets any bonuses, which means they'll get bonuses indirectly if their company gets bonuses. That's one way around the RESPA laws. And then even with the lenders that I recommend, still talk to somebody else. Talk to a friend who just recently had a good experience with a lender, and just by merely telling your current lender that you're even talking to somebody else can actually help your rate, because they have a sheet in front of them that says how much do you want to make today, and just the mere fact that you're talking to somebody else can help. But if you beat someone down so low, any lender that has a decent enough business, they're just gonna be like, you know what, I don't need to compete for this business. We'll let the newcomers that brand new loan officers that don't know what they're doing, don't know that declining market matters, these tiny little details that will just send the contract into a tailspin, they're the ones that are signing up for LendingTree, because they don't have enough business themselves, so they have to, pay LendingTree, I don't know, $500, $1,000 per lead, per closed lead. Come on, so get your loan. Watch out for realtor recommendations, but they're not necessarily the end of the world, and best of luck.